गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीर वनचारी जमुना तीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय वृषभाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस लभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय ब्रज में वृंदावन धाम की जय नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय समावित भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glorious assembled devotees all glorious assembled devotees all glorious assembled devotees glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, chapter number 2, and text number 25. This is the remembrance of Lord Shri Krishna, and an intimate associate Lord Krishna is Uddhava. Who would be the better subject matter? He is so much intimate by bodily relationship as well as devotional relationship. Uddhavji is remembering Lord Krishna because he was just asked about Lord Krishna after his disappearance. Text number 25. Vasudevasya devakyāṁ jātaḥ bhoja-indra-bandhane cikīrṣuḥ bhagavān asyāḥ ajena abyācitaḥ vasudevasya devakyāṁ jāto bhojendra-bandhane cikīrṣur bhagavān asyāḥ ajenābhiyācitaḥ vasudevasya devakyāṁ jāto bhojendra-bandhane cikīrṣur bhagavān asyāḥ ajenābhiyācitaḥ vasudevasya devakyāṁ jāto bhojendra-bandhane cikīrṣur bhagavān asyāḥ ajenābhiyācitaḥ. Mothers, Vasudevasya, of the wife of Vasudeva, devakyāṁ, in the womb of Devakī, jātaḥ, born of bhoja-indra of the King of the Bhojas, bandhane in the prison house, cikīrṣuḥ for doing, bhagavān, the personality of Godhead, asyāḥ, of the earth, sham, welfare, ajena, by Brahmā, abhiyācitaḥ, being prayed for. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa, being prayed to by Brahmā to bring welfare to the earth, was begotten by Vasudeva in the womb of his wife Devakī in the prison of King of Bhoja. Although there is no difference between Lord's pastimes of appearance and disappearance, the devotees of the Lord do not generally discuss the subject matter of his disappearance. Vidur inquired indirectly from Uddhava about the incident of Lord's disappearance by asking him to relate kṛṣṇa-kathā, or topics on the history of Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa. Thus Uddhava began the topics from the very beginning of his appearance as the son of Vasudeva and Devakī in the prison of Kamsa, the king of Bhoja at Mathura. The Lord has no business in this world, but when he is so requested by devotees like Brahmā, he descends on the earth for the welfare of the entire universe. This is stated in Bhagavad-gītā, 4th chapter, 8th verse, Paritrāṇāya sadhunām vināṣāya ca duṣkritāṃ dharma-saṁsthāpanārthāya sambhavāmi yuge yuge. Om ajnānatimirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshul militanyena tasmai Śrī Guruve namaha. Śrī Chaitanya manobhishtam sthapitam jena bhūtale swayam rupa kadamahyam dadati svapadantikam. Vandeham Śrī Guruho Śrī Juta padakamalam Śrī Gurun Vaishnavanscha Śrī Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Śrī Vishakhan Vitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīna Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Shri Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavranda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vasudevasya devakyāṁ jāto bhoja-bandhane cikīrṣur bhagavānasyaḥ shama ajenābhiyācitaḥ. Uddhavji starts remembering Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa. As soon as he was requested, indirectly by Vidurji, the end pastimes of Lord Shri Kṛṣṇa. Prabhupada says here, generally devotees never discuss the end pastimes, because there is no end, but these pastimes are in disguise. people do not understand. Even people do not understand janma karma cha me divyam. Evam vetti o tattvata. Evam vetti is a very heavy burden on them. How do they have to understand the pastimes of Lord's appearance and activities? Forget the disappearance. Actually, there is no disappearance, but at the same time, when Lord Kṛṣṇa is ending up his pastimes, how he is disappearing in continuity of his eternity, that subject has to be dealt with through very strong philosophy. Krishna does not say, you should understand my disappearance. If we fail to understand the appearance and activities which are divine in nature, disappearance will be also very much divine. But because this is end pastime, it will be extremely difficult. For those who are devotees, they are not interested. Why? Because the pastimes are continued somewhere else. Just like the sun never sets. It's only because of our limited vision the sun seems to set. It doesn't mean sun has disappeared. So, when people describe generally the end pastimes, they are never said to be that it has to end and there will be no more pastimes. What do you mean by end pastimes? Krishna has disappeared. So, Mayavadis are interested in it, but the devotees are not interested. If you go to Saurashtra, Bhalka Tirth is a place where they claim this is where Lord Kṛṣṇa died. Just like devotional service is eternal, the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his living entities who are devoted to him, they are also eternal. Where is the end? Therefore, even to understand the end pastimes, you will have to see through the eyes of divinity, and through the eyes of divinity, you have to cultivate a vision which is forever. Then there is no end. If you see the Mayavadi explanation, Krishna left his body. What did he do? He disappeared. But they will say, no, somebody say he was buried here. Somebody say he was burned to ashes. There is no conclusive. That is actually controversy within the opposite material world. It nullifies when two negatives are meeting. It doesn't become positive, but it nullifies. You counteract your nonsensical argument with another nonsense. What is the benefit? While the appearance and activities are for remembrance, there are so many varieties of activities. They are all divine. Because the only cardinal principle in following the path of the Absolute is satatam smartavyam Vishnu, vismartavyam na jāto chit, sarva vidhi nishedasyu etayoreva kankara. only cardinal principle is to remember the Lord. Ma manusmara yudhya cha is an activity during the life. And that remembrance will be carried for the devotee even if he leaves the body. The life's continuity is there. But because the body is a temporary covering of ignorance, it has to be removed through torchlight of knowledge or through transformation of the physical nature of the body into spiritual nature by devotional service. Janak Maharaj left with the self-same body. Janak videhi. Vigatasya yasya deha iti videha. Who has given up his bodily conception of life while living, it is videhi. That's what we are told. You are not this body. You are part and parcel of Krishna. But the wholesomeness in such statement is that why do we experience conflicting experiences? Conflicting experiences are always in front of us. We are seeing through the body, then we think something through our whatever received knowledge is, trying to distinguish, but it's not satisfying. We must engage in devotional service 24 hours a day, so there is no death. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajantyante kalevram tam tam tamaiva iti kaunteya sada tad bhava pavita. It is the cardinal principle. Whatever the remembrance at the time of death we have cultivated, we will definitely achieve. Then sada means for eternity, bhava bhavita. Eternally will be placed in that bhava. You may change your bhava in another birth. But if it is not conducive to remember Lord Kṛṣṇa and his divine activities, then what is the benefit of that life? So, the process that we have been given to follow, out of 9 processes of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, Smaranam is the most important process. Therefore, it is a Satatam Smartavyam Vishnu. Always remember Vishnu. Vismartavyam na jāto chit. Let there not be any time or moment that we forget Lord Vishnu. How would you remember Lord Vishnu forever? Simply by meditating on his photo? Or you have to cultivate the closeness by performance of pure devotional service that will transcend the material nature and allow you to enter into the realm of spiritual activities with Lord Kṛṣṇa. The process has been perfect, as we have been told often by Srila Prabhupada. We don't have anything else to qualify even. But the process, idam tute guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyave. Raja vidya raja guhyam pavitram idam uttama. If we concentrate, whatever we perform according to the methodological that has been given, that method itself is perfect. I may be imperfect, Srila Prabhupada said. I may be imperfect, but the process I follow is perfect. Bhakti has a process. And it is scientifically established. And Rupa Goswami has taught us 9 types of devotional service, but the perfection is Ādau Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha, Atha Bhajana Kriya, Atha Anartha Nivrutti Syat, Tato Nishtha Ruchi Asakti Bhav or Prem. These are the stages of development through the process of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. Out of all different types of bhakti, Smaranam is the best because everything is subservient. Sarva vidhi nishedha. Vidhi means chanting 16 rounds, and nishedha means for refraining and for regulative principles. And they are subservient to the process of remembrance only. Whether you have this mood with Lord Kṛṣṇa or that mood, doesn't matter. The process has to be there, and Rupa Goswami explains the process. So Prabhupada said, I have only one hope. Because I am following the process perfectly, therefore, I'm dead sure we have to be convicted about this process. Try it anywhere. But you cannot jump up, you can water down, you cannot. No. Take as it is given through the disciplic succession. If one waters down, Ritvik is a water down system. However material prowess they may show, but bhakti that is going to help you to eternally remember Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, it will not be there. Check it out. Study it well. Srila Prabhupada says here in the purport that Vidur inquired indirectly from Uddhav about the incident of Lord's disappearance by asking him to relate kṛṣṇa-kathā. Means disappearance is also kṛṣṇa-kathā. It's not a social convention that, oh, they found a dead body of Kṛṣṇa and then they cremated him, and that's why this is Bhalka Tirth. That's called Bhalka Tirth. Why Bhalka? Bhalka is a place very near to the coastline of Gujarat. And there they made a statue of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, and that Jara. Why the name of Jara is given to that person who is apparently shooting the arrow at the toe where Krishna wore a golden ring. He thought it to be eye of a deer. And if a toe is hurt, do you think a person is going to be dead? You cannot become dead. At the best, toe can be amputated. So physically, it's an excuse for Krishna to disappear. But they won't understand why Krishna is taking. It is an excuse. He has already decided previously, and he has inspired, this particular situation for him to disappear. Mahabharata will not describe transcendental nature of disappearance. Mahabharata will not even describe the transcendental appearance of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. But Srimad Bhagavatam will describe. What is more important in bhakti? But because whatever the story related to Mahabharata and this activity of disappearance gives a ton of an excuse through that hunter called Jara. Jara means old age. Jara means old age. Somebody's old age cannot decrease your lifespan. You know? And here is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. An excuse means what? Krishna, his desire in the transcendental nature, Krishna is taking this as an excuse. So, that will be described in Mahabharata as an excuse only. And Mahabharata is for whom? Striyo Vaishyasudranam, Striyo Dvijabandhunam, right? Striyo Vaishyasudras Dvijabandhunam, Traina Shruti Gochara. They do not understand. So they need an excuse to be, because Mahabharata was written to them. Because they do not understand the language and purpose behind the language of Shrutis to uplift us in the transcendental nature. So one has to become very studious about it. It gives us an opportunity to understand that why remembrance will be most effective to live in the eternal realm. Prahlad Maharaj is the best example we give for Prahlad went back home, back to Godhead through the process of remembrance. And therefore, anyone who hears so with rapt attention, Prahlad Maharaj heard Narad Muni's transcendental words. And he remembered. His mother did not become devotee. Kayadhu did not become devotee. But she was the medium. Regardless, transcendental words penetrate all different media of physical nature, whether solid, liquid, or gaseous. The transcendental waves, the vibrations, penetrate all different spectrums of physical nature. Physical nature has two sides of a spectrum. You know, the transcendental waves are on the negative side of the physical waves. In physics, they give only an arbitrary figure of 230. Minus 230 is called absolute. Means there is nothing beyond it. Don't believe that. Because they don't chant Hare Krishna mantra, therefore they don't have that experience beyond minus 270. They fail there. So, Prabhupada said these scientists are coming so closer to explain the intricacy through atomic splitting and finding out the God particle, or not finding out, but speculating about the entire particle nature of the world, another world. They are coming so closer, but because they don't chant Hare Krishna, they don't have practical experience. You read Easy Journey to Other Planets and you will get it. So the idea, what is needed to be conveyed is, whoever you are, chant Hare Krishna. Your thinking pattern and understanding the situation may be different from another one, but you are not on a transcendental platform, so we don't believe you. We don't take your words. We take off our predecessor, Acharya, the disciplic succession, because they are transcendentally situated, and their instructions are cardinal for our eternity. Uddhava is not describing the physical nature of the incident, of even appearance. It is already explained in, in Srimad Bhagavatam, the principle upon which Krishna will appear. That state is where Krishna exists is called Vishuddha Sattva. So when Vasudeva was properly qualified after 3 millenniums of austerity, when he achieved that state of Vishuddha Sattva, Krishna entered in his heart. And Vishuddha Sattva is transplanted into Devaki's heart by initiation. Srila Prabhupada writes. Thus, Krishna entered in Devaki's heart, but then, again, both the things are possible because it's a transcendental nature. So, just to befool the world, Devaki became so much brilliant that first effect was on the demigods. Demigods thought, aha, Devaki conceived the 7th incarnation is of Balaram that somehow or another befooled us. But 8th is coming. So she must be, pregnant with Lord Kṛṣṇa. Now you can use the same word pregnant, means completely overwhelmed, completely within that consciousness. If I have some kind of big activity, I always think of that activity, whether I'm eating, sleeping, I will always think of that activity. Oh, you are pregnant with those ideas. We say that. Means you are completely, filled up. You can't think more than that. So, demigods saw the brilliancy of, now demigods are living entities. They are sattvic. They always think in the terms of welfare of the people, but still bodily conception is there. So bodily conception entered in their explanation. Oh, Devaki became pregnant with the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is supposed to appear. Their knowledgeability is coming through all the incidental explanations. Brahmā also teaches them. But the in-depth study of Srimad Bhagavatam they desired to study. But the demigods were the first one in the 10th creations of Lord Brahma. They were affected to explain. Devaki became pregnant. So they came down and glorified her fortune. They worshipped the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the mind, and that's about it, and then went away. They were expecting now when he will appear. Do you know how much time was there to the fetus has to come out? No, 9 months and 10 days. It never got described. Immediately, the constellations and in the firmament and everything became so conducive to receive the Supreme Personality of God. Such description takes time for us to read. So in the measurement of the time, we may take time. But for Lord Kṛṣṇa's appearance, which is divine, everything of his energy is divine, and Parasya Shakti Vidhiya Suruyate. The Supreme's energies or the potencies are so variegated that they know the nature of the Supreme, that is transcendental, and they manifest in Jnana Bala Kriyacha. So, we are receiving the knowledge through Upanishads and references that are being taken through predecessor acharyas' explanation. Prabhupada also gives his explanation because he is a realized soul. He is an empowered personality. He is totally absorbed in transcendental nature. So he can convey the same thing. This is the source of remembrance for devotees. Those who are not engaged in devotional service, ordinary people, they may be pious, but Prabhupada always came, the piety is foolish. Piety can take you all the way up to Svargaloka to enjoy better facilities. But kshine punyam artya loke vishanti. It is going to put you in a falling down condition. So, we see the cardinal principle is remembrance. Type of devotional service, which one you will choose, or which one you will have to choose finally, is remembrance. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj's instructions are very important. Very important. A 5-year-old kid can tell Lord Nrsimhadeva, Janmai Thunadi Grahamedi Sukham Hitucham. Baba, what reference is this? A 5-year-old kid cannot speak such high thing about the uselessness of sex life. And that to Lord Nrsimhadeva as a prayer. But he says, so the idea is that he heard and is refraining. Of course, when Lord Nrsimhadeva was very pleased, Nrsimhadeva never objected this prayer. Hey Prahlad, you are not experienced, you are not qualified to recite. Nrsimhadeva never did it. But the spiritual conviction was there. And when Nrsimhadeva asked for the benediction, Nrsimhadeva knew what Prahlad wanted. He is a preacher. He doesn't want to get liberated. He said, my dear Lord, please let me be here with these fools so I can teach your transcendental nature to them and bring them back to Godhead. And he accepted a family life. And he begot a son called Virochan. Virochan was so okay, but he was not a devotee. He has the same demoniac quality of others, but not of Prahlad Maharaj. But he respected his father. And Prahlad Maharaj would give immediately a suitable solution, even for something. There was a girl called Purvachitti, and Sudhanva was her paramour. They are not married yet, but they were deciding to get married. Both were of Brahminical quality and they were qualified. But this Virochan, he thinks, Prahlad, my father is the king and I am the king's son. And I want to get married to Purvachitti. So he goes bluntly and proposes her. That lady tells him, hey, can you wait? We can discuss this when Sudhanva will come in the evening. And Sudhanva came and there was a conversation, toppling, Sudhanva's offering, and he wants to get married. So it was a blunt discussion, right? Then Sudhanva said, Virochan, this argument of who is superior and who is qualified to get Purvachitti, why don't we go to your father and take his decision? So they came on a set time to Prahlad Maharaj and they put proposal. And Prahlad saw all the things. Hey Virochan, you get out from this mess. You are not qualified. Let them get married. And Virochan has to obey. He may not like, but Prahlad gave a judgment for who is qualified to get married. The qualities, the Brahminical quality versus the Rakshasas, can't compete. But anyway, they have a haughty nature to become superior, envious nature. But anyway, Virochan begot a son, and that is Bali Maharaj. He became the devotee. So, Krishna appears and empowers devotees to appear in a transcendental nature. So, we have to rest upon only the transcendental nature to understand the intricacy of the activities of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. They are not ordinary. Devakyāṁ, appearance and activities are devakyāṁ. And they are supposed to be remembered. Not in incidental understanding of material nature has to be understood. Why would you remember, something that is not there in your experience? Many people go to Bhalka Tirtha and they bow down to Lord Kṛṣṇa, but they have no understanding. They will forget it. But the devotees will go and say that there is an opposing situation here. This place is just to attract the neophytes. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada also told that in the temple the deities are for neophytes. They see only the presence in the material nature. And they can't think beyond material nature because they cannot chant Hare Krishna and they are Everest to absorb the transcendental nature coming through the holy sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, this is the qualification. And Vidur was qualified. Uddhav is super qualified, you know. And therefore such conversation gives the meaning and meditation both to the aspiring devotees. Thank you very much. Anybody has any question? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much Maharaj for such absorbing kṛṣṇa-kathā. Maharaj, throughout the class you were emphasizing upon the importance of remembering Krishna. Usually in beginning when devotees they take up chanting, so they are told while chanting, don't remember anything, just chant and hear. So like how to reconcile this? Like when we can say that no, you can remember Krishna and...
Read Srimad Bhagavatam deeply and meditate. Go through the commentaries of even our predecessor acharyas. First of all, whatever Srila Rupa Goswami wrote in sequential situation, he wrote from the beginning to the end, how we are supposed to remember. With arguments in the terms of spiritual nature, transcendental nature. If you read through Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Sanatana Goswami, they retain the same principle. And if you read Laghu Bhagavatamrita of Rupa Goswami, it is the prime of the books that says, why do you accept Lord Kṛṣṇa as the Supreme Personality of Godhead versus Vishnu as Supreme Personality of Godhead? It's philosophical, but the principle is already invested in. Just like one sentence or part of the sentence become a Brahmavakya or it's like the Brahma Sutra or Vedanta Sutra. Just like Janmadhyasya Yataḥ. But Sukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami and all others who come under the disciplic succession, they say, Ete chansa kalapunsa Krishnastu Bhagavāna Swayam. So Krishnastu Bhagavāna Swayam becomes the Mahavakya. And you concentrate upon that, you hammer your brain, so everything can be absorbed. Beautiful compilation in Laghu Bhagavatamrita is there. So have an aptitude of reading. Prabhupada said, I have not written these books. I have simply dictated what Kṛṣṇa dictated to me. Right? Therefore, whenever Rameshwar Prabhu is there, whenever Srimad Bhagavatam is published, Prabhupada is very happy to see and read it. I never read my books. Let me read first. Then he encourages others. These books are for you. Read and meditate. This is for remembrance. Books are the basis. If you don't preach by reading yourself, how are you going to preach others? So preaching is essence anyway. But what is that purification? When our hearts are purified, they are not empty. They are purified with the transcendental description of Srimad Bhagavatam. We have to accumulate that. And then utilities principle, utilize that knowledge to spread the divinity and nullify the arguments of envious people like Nirapeksha and Sunyavadi, Nirvishesh and Sunyavadi people. This is the nature. Maharaj, please give the mic. Rameshwar Prabhu was BBT in charge, publishing books. He served Srila Prabhupada so much.
But Maharaj, I really do have a question that I need your help with. There's no doubt that Vasudeva and Devakī were so dear to Krishna, more than we can understand or imagine. But they're in this prison and watching one child get born and killed, then another child born and killed.
Immediately.
On and on and on. And then finally, because of that fear, they have to give Krishna up. So, they're so dear to Krishna, but they were subjected to this. How can, if you can help me understand this?
What I read is the explanation that the first 6 children, they were Vasus. And Vasus were cursed that they will be born, and as soon as they are born, they will be also dead. So they did not live much at the hands of Kamsa.
But one last part of the same question. After they gave up Krishna, they did so many austerities to be the parents, and then they didn't get to act like the parents. Nanda and Yasoda were the parents. And so they missed out on the very thing they wanted more than anything. And they're such special devotees. I trying to reconcile.
Right, because of desire of Devakī. Desire of Devakī was to beget Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa as her child. But they were not that purified in the desire. They had to go through austerities of 3 millennium, you know. And every time until Vaman Avatar, they were cheated by Krishna. They were cheated practically. And they never objected. They say we have to do more austerity because more purification is required. And yes. So, at the stage of Lord Kṛṣṇa in Golok Vrindavan, they have to approach that particular stage. And that is called Vishuddha Sattva stage. So, Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. Lord Shiva is explaining to Parvati, listen, we are not on that state, but I know because I am transformation of the Supreme. At least materially or argumentatively or intellectually even I can assert that this stage is called Vasudeva stage. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabditam. And therefore that explanation came for Krishna to appear. But Krishna is the 8th child. So how to trick Kamsa? You know, that in the 7th, Balaram was there. And Krishna ordered Yogamaya, hey, transplant him into Revati's, I'm sorry, Rohini's. So, this is transcendental transplantation. Okay? But then as soon as he was transferred, within no time, Krishna took place, because Vasudeva first obtained that state of Vishuddha Sattva. When it was established, so Sukadeva Goswami says that this state is extremely important to carry the Lord within your own heart. And that comes by proper purification. It's not when it will come, but how it will come.
So they were not meant for Vrindavan Leela. They were meant for Dwarka Leela, but not Vrindavan Leela.
Right?
So
but still, Rupa Goswami says, well, it is, how could be the transcendental nature will keep them bereft of the childhood pastimes? They had to sacrifice that much also. Because Krishna says, you want me to play my pastimes in the jail? Who will be witnessing between the two of you? You have a very constricted heart. Become liberal. So, liberalism is also found in transcendental nature. How much liberal they have to become, there is no limit. So even successive millennia past, they have to become more and more and more austere. But that was the system at that time prevailing. Chanting Hare Krishna is so much mercy. You can't imagine such mercy. Jai. Gauranga! Chant Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, કેમ છો man? અમે આવ્યા તો સારું. Okay. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Oh, money. Jai. You did not write your name.
It's just a reason to come and talk to sannyasis and take their blessings. You know, we met you in Baltimore.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's when they were not there, me and my older brother.
Okay. Now you live. Oh, very good. Oh, my Devakyāṁ. Good. Oh, she wrote all these things.
Something to connect them to Bhagavatam class, to all the devotees. Try to come every day. Please bless them, Maharaj.
भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं हा विश्वम्भर हा महर्षमय प्रेमैकसम्पन्निधे आपद्माश्रितः दयार्द्रहृदया भ्रष्टैकबन्धुत्तमः आशीते सचराचरे